Hey, what's up, fellow day traders? This is the watch list video for Thursday, December 15th. Sorry. We had another red day, but we've got CPI numbers yesterday, FOMC today behind us, and we close right here pretty close to 400, and still above the 20-day, still above the 8-day, slightly below the 200-day, which you can't see on this chart. But anyway, after all the big numbers, it wasn't a huge event. Certainly we've fallen over $10 on the SPY in two sessions, but as a day trader, I'm glad these things are behind me, right? Before I go into the watch list, a couple highlights from today. RNA was on the morning gap playlist. I'll slide this over. There's my post from chat. I said RNA back over 15 has red to green and high of day above, and the PM high even above that. So you had three potential catalysts there. Let me bring that back up. Red to green is, for the way we define it, is back through the opening price, because the daily candle at that point turns from a red daily candle to a green daily candle. So that was at 15.13. The high of day was only 3 cents above that at 15.16. So I called it through the whole number 15, looking for a whole number inflection point with two catalysts, actually three catalysts above. I think the pre-market high was around 16. And it took down the first two quickly, pulled back after taking down the PM high, and then went off to the races, and had a huge move. Went from 15 to over 21 at one point. Pretty cool trade. And then Miguel gave mRNA, which is kind of a similar setup, right? Another whole number, 202. You can see mRNA over 202 is his idea, with the early high slightly over 202. So you get the whole number inflection point, probably going to light up the new high of day ticker, right, after about 40 minutes of trading. And you had yesterday's high above, and it's been a really strong stock. It's an in-play stock. So it's not just any random whole number. There is usually a series of things attached to a whole number when there's a call made in our room. And that was a beautiful call by Miguel. From 202, you can see it went, what, to 217 or something. I don't know, just a crazy move. And there's the daily on that one. So a couple neat highlights from today. There were others, but those are the two monster ones from today. And what are we watching for tomorrow? BIVI. I don't know that this should be on the list tonight because it's so extended, but it was also really strong and kind of an ugly tape. The Dow ended up down 142, but really, really good relative strength there. I'd like to see it come in for a couple days, but same thing with WVE. Had a big breakout today. Again, I'd like to see it come in, but it goes on the watch list for tomorrow. RMED just simply lands back on the watch list. I mean, you had the gap up here, pull back, a nice rip, an attempted secondary rip right here, but then straight back down and sideways for 3 days. So maybe back through 6 when you know the most recent high is 630. We'll see. This one's kind of a sneaky one. It moves when you're not looking at it. So anyway, I'm going to put it on a chart. ICVX, another one that is really extended, but I'm a day trader, so I'm going to watch this for the next week straight. Again, I'd like to see it come in, but maybe we get a gap down in the morning and then a red to green. That still leaves potential catalysts above. So it goes on a chart. GRTS also extended. Maybe the whole number 4 comes into play tomorrow, but a really strong stock today. Tesla right back on bounce watch. What I'd love to see is a narrow range. Two things I'd love to see. One would be a narrow range and an afternoon break to the upside out of that narrow range. And another would be an early sell-off down to the 150 area. I love this for a potential bounce around 150. We'll see if any of that happens, right? PHVS still continues to flag after the big pop. Flagging goes on the watch list. TOUR had it on bounce watch today. Actually gave a setup, kind of an afternoon high of day break that we look for. I never did trade it. Was probably watching the World Cup if I'm being honest. But a nice rebound goes on long watch. EVTL, kind of my sleeper pick. 372,000 shares traded, but it's coming out of a decent little base here. You could argue that this popped to 454. Over that could be a potential catalyst. Today topped at 394. Maybe the whole number 4 comes into play. Certainly not what I would call an in-play stock because you don't really have the high relative volume. But I've been seeing that one light up some scanners lately, so I want to keep that one on a chart. BIMI, I think this was a recent reverse split. I'm not in love with it, but had an interesting close, right? There's 5-minute candles. And the other day popped to what, 280-ish? Then today topped out 297, big volume near the close. So maybe over 3 tomorrow. BYSI, let me zoom in a little bit here. Had a pop yesterday to $1.20, today to $1.20. Certainly interesting over that level. And then lastly, I'm going to put Momo, M-O-M-O, on watch. Had the big 2-day run, couple red days, now a green day, but really chopping sideways. Putting that on long watch. And then we'll add gappers to the list in the pre-market. And that's enough for me. I'll see you guys in chat.